Molweni, welcome to Space Learner Academy. Mr. Colossal Tetayo. And namhlanje we are still continuing with grade 12 physical sciences, and this is physics. We are doing a photoelectric effect, and this is episode number 3. Ngamanye amazwi, if uyafika in this series, start with episode number 1 before watching this episode number 3. And this episode sabe sithetha nge-question that is most asked, iyabuzwa kakhulu kwi-question papers, especially phaa ekugqibeleni abantu bekubuza ubana is it the answer increase, decrease, or remain the same? And these are the questions they will ask you. They will first tell you that the intensity of the light, or they'll say the brightness of this light has been increased. I want you to understand first that intensity and brightness mean the same thing. So sometimes bazothi the intensity has been increased, or brightness has been increased. So if brightness or intensity is increased, then into ezakwenzeka, the number of electrons ejected will increase. So there will be an increase in the number of electrons ejected, but at the same speed, meaning or same kinetic energy. Ngamanye amazwi, what I'm trying to say is that an increase in brightness or intensity will cause an increase in the number of electrons ejected, but the speed is not affected. So let's draw this in terms of a picture. We know that a metal surface has electrons. Okay, this is metal surface. Has electrons. Okay. Suppose you have a light source. Let's say this is your light source. We know that when this light is shown on this metal surface, electrons will be ejected if this light has enough energy. It means if E is greater than the work function. So ngamanye amazwi kuzokwenzeka i-photoelectric effect. Electrons will be ejected. Now when you increase intensity, it means you are increasing, maybe let's assume that you are increasing the number of rays. So it means you're adding more rays. It's like you're increasing intensity or brightness, adding more rays. Now there will be more rays hitting more electrons. So it means if you increase intensity, you are increasing more rays, you're adding more rays, such that more electrons become removed from the metal surface. So an increase in brightness causes an increase in the number of electrons ejected, but the speed is the same. It means speed will always remain the same. It does not change. Speed does not change. Only the number of electrons increase as you increase intensity or brightness. Keep that in mind. So they will ask you what will happen to the number of electrons. You have to say they will increase. What happens to the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy remains the same, because kinetic energy and speed are they are related. So if the speed doesn't change, it means kinetic energy doesn't change. Keep that in mind. Okay, now the second thing about zoikubuza yona, they will say if the frequency is changed to a higher frequency. In other words, what happens when a light of higher frequency is used? So when a light of higher frequency is used, there will be more electrons that are ejected, meaning that are removed. And also the speed will also increase, because changing a frequency to a higher frequency, meaning if you use a higher frequency, then it means the speed will also increase. So speed will increase, and also the number of electrons will also increase. So it means that frequency is the only thing that affects both speed and number of electrons ejected. So if you change a frequency into a higher frequency, there will be an increased speed and an increased number of electrons ejected. Now, but if you decrease as frequency, it means you are dropping both. There will be a reduction or a reduced speed and reduced number of electrons. Okay, I hope you understand this thing. So the same goes for uh, brightness. If brightness is lowered or if intensity has been decreased, it means that there will be less electrons. Electrons will drop. The number of electrons ejected will drop. So intensity only affects number of electrons. The speed is not affected. The speed remains the same. But when it comes to frequency, if frequency is changed, both the speed and the number of electrons will change. I just want you to know those things. Then the last thing I would like to, in this episode, the last thing I'd like you to understand is the idea of the colors of the spectrum. Eh, You know, a spectrum, most is just different frequencies, most. Mm, Let me try to explain this thing. Say, as most, when this thing usually occurs after kwenzeke i-rainfall. Xa kuye kwanetha, you get kuthiwa i-rainbow. Basically, you have water molecules. When light strikes water molecules, it splits into different colors. And these colors, we say these are the colors of the rainbow. Um, Now, these colors of the spectrum, we say that's the red, orange, yellow. Okay, let's scroll down. Green. I believe what was born as colors. You've seen these colors before, or this order. You remember this thing, this Roy G. Beef. Roy G. Beef. It's from grade 10, the colors of the spectrum. So Roy G. Beef, blue, indigo, and violet. And you learned that in grade 10, that as you go down, you are increasing in energy. Increase in energy. In energy. So as you go down, there's an increase in energy and frequency, or frequency and energy. You understand most that E is equal to H times F. So it means if frequency goes up, it means energy goes up. So that's why these two increase. So at the same time, if you go up, wavelength increases. Wavelength. It means red has the highest wavelength, whilst blue or violet has the shortest wavelength. You know, the shorter the wavelength, the higher the frequency, because frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional to one another. If this one goes up, it means this one goes down. Okay, so this wavelength. Why am I showing you this thing? In exams, they will say that we have two lights. One is red and other one is orange. Then they will ask you a question that which one is a higher energy? Then it's obvious it's gonna be orange. Orange is a higher energy compared to red, as you can see here. Because as you go down, energy increases. So, or that's why orange has the has a higher energy compared to red. Or if you have red and yellow, yellow has a higher energy. Yeah, I think you get this idea. Yeah, that is all for this video. That is all for this episode. You need to understand which one has the highest energy compared to the other one. So this is another way of memorizing these colors in their specific order. Roy GB is like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So yeah, you can memorize this thing. It's kind of I don't know whether it's a mnemonic or an abbreviation. I don't know, but it can't be an abbreviation. It's a mnemonic. It's a mnemonic. Yeah, it's kind of a way of memorizing a list of things in a specific order. In this case, a list of colors of the spectrum. Yeah, so that is it for this video. I hope you love the content and you enjoyed. So if you did, please click the like button and leave a comment, even if it means thank you or whatever. You can say anything. And if you would like me to improve somewhere, you can just let me know in the comment section. And please share the comment, let others know about the channel, and subscribe, of course. Don't forget to subscribe. Yes, see you in the next episode. And hope you are enjoying this series. This is a series, it means this is episode number 3. So it means feel free to watch the next one, and also feel free to watch the previous episodes if this was your first episode. Okay, see you in the next episode. Take care.